Top 5 reasons why it's so hard for Western men date Ukrainian women. Hello guys, my name is Anna. I'm international matchmaker, being myself in international marriage, and I grew up in Ukraine in traditional culture. So I'm going to share in this video things that I'm seeing our clients, especially Ukrainian women. I hope this video will really help you to understand Ukrainian women on a different level, because a big part of those challenges is just cultural differences. Number one reason, Ukrainian people, they're very close-minded. They know what they know. When you see this beautiful bureau of Ukrainian ladies, it's true, there is a lot of beautiful women in Ukraine, but when you're coming up with the idea to marry a Ukrainian woman and try to meet her on your own, I don't know, just going there, living before war, of course now, I don't know, in Poland or other countries, you will realize that there is actually not a big number of Ukrainian ladies who actually open to date foreigner. There was an independent research that showed that only 7% of Ukrainian women generally open for idea to marry foreigner. And who was those ladies? Mostly it's ladies who grew up in the big cities, they know foreigner language, they was working for foreigner companies, they have friends who get married with a foreigner, and so they have somehow positive experience of people who they know personally. And because if you will look at Ukrainian TV, the reality is they don't show happy stories there. They always show that this is very challenging. They don't want Ukrainian women to leave Ukraine, and they show very scary stories. Ladies that register with us, they more into other cultures, they more open-minded, they somehow experience Western cultures, just by traveling or learning more, and understand this is like, even they feel this is better match for them. But again, this is a very small number of those ladies. Even me, when I met Joe, my husband, my Canadian husband in Ukraine, I was super excited because I know he's living in Ukraine and I don't need to leave Ukraine, because Ukrainian people are very attached to their families. Even if lady open to marry foreigner, it's a big factor for her that she doesn't want to live really far away from Ukraine, or at least like she wants to have possibility to come back at least one time in a year. And guys, you don't need to take my words for granted. If you will just check statistically what happened where war started in Ukraine, how many people left, and now how many people come back now, you'll understand how big attachment they have. This is their feature of being close-minded. It's like it's harder for them to integrate and start from everything, like from scratch in another country. And you know what? With all my love to Western cultures, to different cultures generally, with me being a very open-minded person, if war wouldn't happen in Ukraine and I wouldn't meet my husband, it's a very small chance that I would ever come up with the idea to move to another country and like on my own and start life from scratch. Number second reason why it's hard to date Ukrainian women, it's just because they're not big text communicators. You see, I see that Western guys love to send long messages, like I call it books, and I see myself how I communicate, just response yes or okay or something. Okay, I'm not building a relationship, but it's just culturally this thing. People love more to call each other. They more used to voice messages, which is, I see, not common thing in the West. Maybe because it just give more holistic perception of person when she send message, because it's include your emotions, you can hear voice. I even know some of our couples where a woman asks, can you send more voice messages? I'm so enjoying listening to your voice, because normally you have time difference, right? It's require a little bit of adjustment, right? And patience of understanding that person will reply when she can. More live conversation, it can be on the phone or through voice messages, because it's more holistic message. So guys, if you start to date Ukrainian and you're seeing that she's not texting you long books, it's not because she's not interested in you, it's just different style of like what we do in our culture. I will just give you a little bit of clue. If what I'm seeing very different in the Western world. Here, if you call, normally just go to voice message. We don't have this thing at all in Ukraine. So people used to always pick up phone when somebody call and talk live. And if it happened that you miss call, you always call back. And again, most likely person will talk to you live when you call. The other reason why she's not into sending long text messages, because written English, it's a different level of, of grammar. And Ukrainian people, they're very big on, like, they don't want to look stupid, they don't want to make mistakes. So when you send voice message, it's much easier, or you talk on a phone, right? If there is, if ladies speak English. Of course, if she doesn't speak, she use Google Translator, and this is the only way of, right, read each other messages. So, so even if she speaks English and it takes her a lot of time to answer, trust me, she go and she check all spelling, every word, because she doesn't want to look stupid. And even I would say when Ukrainian women date Ukrainian man, if he send text, she always look if it's grammatically correct thing. I don't know, it's just big thing and very important for women to, most of them well educated, and they want to see next to them well educated men, and so they're very big on on proper spelling things, and if it's written version, there shouldn't be a mistake. So don't take it as a lack of interest to you. Just keep that in mind, that she's making an effort to speak your language, and it's not always easy. And I think the key here, as generally in international relationship, is just as much patient as you can and understanding where she come from. Number 3 reason why it's hard to date Ukrainian. And it's really true. Women in Ukraine, they have hard time to express directly what their expectations or questions or concerns about you. So they all time use the thing of reading between the lines. And from one side, you will never get a question like how much you make, which is, question that can be easily asked you when you date Western women, which is, not pleasant for men, I guess, to, being asked like that. So again, no direct question, but at the same time, it's make dating scene more complicated, because men need to kind of like read her mind, and it's not always easy, right? It's very challenging for men. And in a lot of personal development courses for Ukrainian women, trainers teach women to speak using your mouth, like they say, use it. Did you try to word it out with your mouth? Like, did you try to actually speak about it? Ladies who, are willing to work on themselves, bring in more self-awareness, they do positive changes. They apply this. They see how much it's easier, when you're able to speak out your thing, but not just don't make conclusions like this, like detectives. For example, when you come and meet her, she's looking how much you tips, like she's trying to understand how much you tip left, like she's making conclusion if you're generous guy or you're very frugal. If you're meeting her in another city and she buying tickets, she will feel very uncomfortable to bring this topic up, like of covering her expenses to come and meet her. And reality that they live now in Ukraine or in Europe as a refugee, they don't have a lot of finance. So of course they can buy this ticket, but they don't feel right to, bring up this topic of covering these expenses, but they just look if man, what he will do, if he will offer to pay for these expenses, or they make these conclusions like if man on this stage of relationship taking care about me, thinking he's attentive, it will be like this when I move to him, it just tells me about his personality. But then if man doesn't do this right now, why he would do this in the future? So they make these conclusions. And so guys, I know it will be very much more easier if she would speak it out with understanding. It's just different culture, different things. And Like if man don't do this, it's not because he doesn't want, he just was not thinking about this. But yes, that's why this factor of like reading between the lines, how Ukrainian women do this in relationship, it's make process of dating them more complicated. Number 4 reason, I would call it Western blueprint. You guys from the West know what you know dating Western women, and then you come to Ukrainian ladies, and for example, if on introduction call man ask woman what you do for a living, and she's passionately tell about her beauty salon or something she's doing, and she can use this word, I'm independent. So what it means by that, all women who come to us, they want to find a husband and they want to create a family, and this is like ultimate goal, right? But when she passionately tell about what she's doing, she just wanted to give you ideas that you cannot lock her at home. She doesn't want to sit at home. She has passion and she wants to do this, like no matter where she will be living. She never explained this because she doesn't know it's a painful topic for you. So you just hear this word and like, I don't need it. Like I have this in the West. But in actuality, it's a very different story, because in Ukraine, when they date Ukrainian men, sometimes men say, I provide, good money. I don't want you to work. And so she's facing situation where she wants to work and she doesn't want, man to tell you cannot. And the other feedback, I remember I was laughing at one of the ladies. She said, she come on the call and she was very, very actively described her passionately about her work and everything. And then she told at the end, I thought because it's Western man, he wants to see me very active. This is like I'm like a Western woman, wanna to impress that I'm smart. And some of them think that this is turn on for you actually. Most of Ukrainian women, they don't want to be like a child in relationship where they completely depend on you. They want to have space, but for work and personal realization. This space will never compete with a male goal of having a family and investing time in relationship and family. So guys, summarizing here, when you come on dating Ukrainian woman, you kind of need to be more flexible with bringing your blueprint in a dating scene with Ukrainian women and summarizing things that you think right? Just be more flexible, open-minded, and question, what does it mean? You will get an explanation that will be very different from your perception of what it means. Number 5, why it's hard to date Ukrainian women, and since war started, it's become more actual. You see, when before war, they was living in their country, they have their work, they have their life, they have their friends, everything was, good. They were able to communicate with you up to 1 year before they meet, because their life going on, and of course they want to meet, they want to quicker to meet, but it was just like maximum, I would say, 1 year. Now with a war, with relocation, with if they start a relationship, they want more see real perspective, and sometimes they have unreasonable expectations how quickly you can meet. We have more dynamic relationship now. So what I always say, guys, if they start a relationship, please tell lady attentively your possibility, when you will be able to come and meet her, so she knows this is real. This is not like she's just texting and she have no idea if she will ever see you. And if it will be even within 5 months, if you live very far away somewhere, right? It's still good. If she knows, it's her ultimate goal, right? And you take this time to get to know each other. But ideally, you come and meet her within at least 3 months. And when you fly to her, it just will be new stage of relationship. If a woman had experience talking on free dating website with a foreigner, what most likely she lived through is that it never go out of texting. There is no possibility to meet, and it's always land on her a big waste of time. If you talk about majority decent Ukrainian ladies, it's very important for them to have this sense and hold on to the date, where possibly she will meet you, and turn this virtual adventure into real life experience and a real meeting. It's always new level of getting to know each other. I hope it was helpful for you guys. Please make sure you subscribe to our channel and please like video and write me in comment what do you think the most challenging thing to date Ukrainian woman for you. Yeah, and I hope I'll see you in my upcoming episodes. Bye for now.